Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we are on Haven and I'm going to be, due to high request, showing you guys some of the lineups I like to use in my Radiant matches and how I easily win a lot of rounds. So to get started, we're going to be on the C site, and right away when we're executing with our team, we're going to throw a super simple wall, and this wall is just going to cut off CT and it's going to cut off the garage. So we're going to tuck it. You guys may have noticed I put the wall a little bit deeper into garage because we don't want to make a little pocket here in logs. So when the defenders are defending, we don't want to give them a little hiding spot to surprise our teammates later. So alright, so the first spot the bomb will be planted is going to be right here. This is the just overall best, easiest spot to defend from, but again, we're only going to want to be playing here if the site is completely clear, because as you guys can see, it's pretty open from garage and CT. Maybe you can tuck yourself a little bit closer to the box, but if you guys are able to and you can get the bomb down here, it's really hard to defuse the bomb as a defender, especially when there's a Viper on the other team. And with your guys' new knowledge, you'll have lineups that they have to deal with as well, making it even tougher. So first off, we're just going to hug ourselves. We're going to tuck right into this corner here with these vines. We're going to look at the sky, and as we can see, there is a leaf poking out here to the left, and there's a little sideways A leaf right beside it. So we're going to make an invisible line at the bottom of the A leaf, and we're going to meet it up with the bottom of that side leaf right in the sky. We're going to shoot that right away, as we can see. Bam, it's going to land right in the middle of the bomb, so there's no way to cross this or defuse without taking that sweet Viper damage from the molly. And on top of that, we're going to have our smoke on the bomb, so they're going to be taking decay damage as well. If there's not a lot of time, then you guys definitely feel free to do this, or you're not looking good in the round. You're going to shoot your first molly, and a lot of you have seen this play. We're going to run towards mid, and the second we get here, we're immediately going to run into this corner. We have enough time to run because we've already cleared our flank and the bomb's about to explode. So we know no one's behind us, and this play will only work if that's completely true. So we run into this corner here mid, and we're going to look right here. So we're going to line up. If you guys can look at the bottom of our screen here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 toxins. 1, 2, 3, 4 little lines inside of our Viper toxin screen to indicate the different levels we're at, and we're gonna look at the 80% marker, or the fourth line to the right. So we're gonna aim the bottom of that lineup with this small little circular hook we see in the shingle here. We're gonna aim just above that, and we're gonna shoot. Now this molly is going to land up, and it's going to hit right on the bomb. So again, there's no way to defuse that bomb if you're in there, especially when the poison orb is emitted. Now after we shoot that bomb, we're going to have time to walk into garage. Now we're walking because the enemies are closer and they don't know where we are. They expect us to be long. And again, we can have our smoke screen up here and then put it down right when the bomb's being diffused. We can get a free kill, or we can kill the guy running up long. But again, this is a super good play because once the enemies are expecting you to play for lineups and you're no longer at long, it's really difficult to deal with as a defender trying to retake that bomb site. Moving on, again, your team isn't always going to plant there, or they're not always going to be able to. So if the bomb is planted here beside this box, that's another really common spot. There's no problem. It's a super easy place to play long from. We're going to tuck ourselves into this corner, and right here we see this tree has a little patch of much darker leaves. We're going to aim just underneath those leaves and shoot our molly. It's going to bounce off the back wall and it's going to spread, making it just impossible to defuse the bomb. To our third spot we have here, we're going to put the bomb right here because a lot of people like to plant for long, but you know, they don't want to come with the risk of planting in the open. So no problem if they plant for long here. We can go again back to our little corner on the right here, tuck ourselves in nice, and we're going to use the little line in between our poison smoke and in between our wall. There's a little line meeting those with a number of your toxins on top of it. We're going to put that line and meet it just above these rocks. So there's 1 rock, 2 rocks, 3 rocks. We're going to meet ourselves right in between the second Radianite rock that's poking up. We're going to put the one end of the line right at the corner of it, and the other end of the line just where it meets the right side on this red line here. So it's going to look like this. We look into the sky, and we're going to shoot it. And a few seconds later, the bomb is going to be mollied. So the 4th spot, 4th C site, is if it's planted safe in this corner. Now we have 2 spots we can shoot it from. So if we go into this corner here, it's a little bit tougher because if we try to line it up anywhere, it's just going to hit this tree. It's going to land on top of us. So the first one, we can go back into our trusty little corner here where we're tucked away, and we're going to aim at the sky. And if we look here, there's a few of the Radianite pillars are going to be a little bit lighter. There's a lighter one and then a lighter one looking down here. So basically the closest Radianite pillar to us that's a little bit further down, we're going to again put our line in between our Viper smoke and our wall, and we're just going to put it right on top of that one, right on top of that lonely pillar, just like a little hat, and we're going to shoot it. And this molly is going to land right on top of the box. Now you can do it a little bit left if you'd like. It'll land not on top of the box, but here and a little bit to the left instead. But there's no way to defuse that bomb if it's tucked away in that corner. And then after your second molly goes up, you can come up and fight to kill the guys who are trying to defuse the bomb. Now the second lineup spot is a little bit deeper, so this is if we're a little bit more under pressure. This one's a little bit harder because it's a little bit harder to see, but if we look on this rooftop shingle, there is a little sliver here, so a little corner where we can see the roof cuts off. So we're gonna look right at that little shingle, and we're gonna shoot our molly just at that one. It's a little bit tougher to see if you guys are not knowing where it is, but it's gonna land just in front of the site there. Just before we leave C site, if you guys want to throw a more aggressive wall per se, you can go anywhere. You can go against this wall, you can go here. You're gonna look on your map and you're gonna put the wall just on top of the box. If you want to get a lineup, you can look just right at these vines here, and you can shoot just right where the vines cave in. And now this wall is going to cover on top of the box, so the enemies can push in. So I don't like this wall as much as the one we used previously. But if you want to just get the bomb down on site here or anywhere and then immediately run away and play for lineups, which I don't always recommend, then this is a good wall to do that. Moving on to B site, things get a little bit trickier because for the most part you're going to want to use your judgment call because there's a few ways to play this. So when we want to hit B site right off the start of the round, we can just go off snipers in the middle nest, and we can just throw a nice little wall here. Super simple to just cut off the B side A link area here. That's a super easy wall, and as we're running in with our team, our duelists are running in, and we're just going to throw a smoke towards the ceiling. Now these smokes are just to stall the push, and for the most part, when we're holding B site, we're going to want to just molly off the links, just to help our teammates hold off the site. When the smoke goes down, we molly, or when we really anticipate they're going to come through the smoke, we can molly as well. But for the most part, we're going to want to just help our team on site. But if we want to play for lineups, that's totally fine as well. We're not going to have a smoke for one of the sides because we're playing for lineups. If the bomb is planted right inside the middle there, we're going to go back here. And we're going to, there's 3 little gutters here. We're going to line ourselves just in the middle of the middle gutter. And we're going to aim at the top of the bell tower. So that's a super simple molly. It's going to land right in the middle here, and it's going to be impossible to defuse again, especially when we have our smoke orb on the bomb. So this super simple, but the second one, it's a little bit more of a common spot to plant. People are going to want to be safe when they plant, so they're going to tuck themselves in this corner, and they're going to plant in this corner right here. Now we have our smoke on the bomb. Again, we're going to get a T-spawn, and we're going to tuck ourselves right in between this flower pot and this rooftop here. So we look at the sky, and again we're looking at the bell tower, and as we can see, there's 3 little support beams at the bottom of the bell tower. Now we're gonna look just above the 3rd one on the left, and we're going to shoot our molly. Now this molly is going to land relatively quickly. It's going to land right on top of the bomb. Again, there's no way to really get at that bomb without taking molly damage, so that bomb is completely safe until your mollies run out. But something to keep in mind, if you guys are playing for these lineups, then you're going to have to be careful, because when you're all the way back in T-spawn, you're not going to be able to hear the bomb tap, so you have to shoot these really preemptively and play off your teammates' information. When we're going A site, we have two options. The first option is we're going to be helping our team on the site, and the second option is for playing for lineups. So if we want to play for lineups, we're going to go short with our team. We're going to have our Sova or a Sky or whoever our duelist wants to come up and clear short. And once short is looking clear, even yourself, you can clear it on your own. You hop on top of this little box with a banana and a jar of peanut butter, or at least I hope that's peanut butter. We're going to hop on top of this box, and we're going to look at this little rectangle here. So we see a rectangle at the bottom of this blue little sheet area thing, tarp. And we're going to look at the bottom of it with our Viper wall. And as you can see, we're going to cut off a tiny little corner of that rectangle on the top left with our Viper wall. And it's going to meet just at the bottom. We're going to throw that. And as we can see, that wall is going to completely cut off all line of sight from CT. And it's also going to cut off heaven. So if the enemy is looking here, or they're trying to play around your wall, they can see a little bit of graffiti, so you're going to have to let your teammates know that if they're pushing towards a graffiti, there's a tiny little area that they can be seen from, but they'll be taking damage, so if your teammate's ready for that, they'll be able to kill them. But also, something we have to worry about is if people want to lurk into hell, they can do that for free, or if they want to walk past your wall and pop out of it from the left side of graffiti, they can do that as well. So this wall has a lot of danger, but again, we're not playing for our team here. We're playing for the molly lineup. So we let our team fight on site, and the bomb is going to get planted. It's planted. We're running away. We're playing for short. We're watching the flank for our team as they fight on site. And once it's up to us, we're going to go up here, hug these sandbags in our nice little cubby here. We're going to aim at the bottom of this rooftop shingle. There's a little corner, as you guys can see, a little arrowhead here. We're going to aim at the bottom of that, and we're going to meet it up with a little spot again in the sky. So you can see the shingles curve in, and then they go up, and then they curve in again. So we're going to look at the middle of the second curve in here. So we're going to aim right there, and we're going to meet it with the bottom of the arrowhead that we just mentioned. So once we meet those two in the sky here, we're going to shoot, and this molly is going to land in a few seconds right on default site. The second spot we have is, this spot is a little bit riskier. We have our molly on the bomb. If they plant right here, again, it's a little bit riskier because, like we said, people can lurk into hell with your poison wall. So it's a little bit tougher to get the bomb planted here, but if they do want to plant there, that's completely fine. Again, we're going to go into our trusty little corner here, and we're going to use the in and out shingles again. So it goes out and it goes up again. So we're going to use the first time it goes up here. We're going to aim in the middle of that, just above where this little crack is. We're going to aim right at the shingle, and we're going to just shoot it right in the middle of the first time it goes up. And that molly is just going to land right on that box. Second we have for A site is actually playing with our team. So this time we're not going to be playing for lineups, and we're going to throw a more optimal wall and smoke to help our teammates push and defend the bomb site. At the start of the round, we're just going to run up around here anywhere. It really doesn't matter. We're not doing a lineup here or anything. We're just going to aim at our map, and we're going to throw a wall that's going to cut off CT. Now it's super simple. We're not worried about too much about that wall, but the harder part comes here where we're gonna run long and we're helping our teammates fight in case they're peeking long. But all right, it's clear. We're gonna aim at the bottom of where this little stream of oil, grease, whatever, grime is falling off this building, and we're gonna aim it and meet it up at the bottom of where this roof shingle ends, so it starts to get shadowy. We're going to aim right there. So we're going to meet the grime line with the top of this shadowed shingle, and we're going to jump through it, and that smoke is going to land right in the middle of heaven, and it's going to cut off entirety of heaven. So again, this is what this site is going to look like. You're going to have to be careful because there is a little spot here that they can hide away in graffiti. So again, we're really careful of that. But when we throw these smokes and this wall, we're going to be playing with our team. So we're just going to be using our mollies to mostly stall off the push. We have someone else watching flank this round, or we're just careful of it. But for the most part, your smoke is about to go down. Then we're gonna throw a molly preemptively. Or if we really anticipate them coming through our wall, they're running out of time, again, we're just going to throw mollies to just stall and play with our team. And that's all we have for Haven. I hope this tutorial helped you guys out, and I hope you learned something new that you can learn to win a bunch of cheese rounds. Now, if you guys want any more videos on different maps that you can be playing solo controller on Viper, then make sure to let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to help you guys out with a few more maps. So, with that being said, that's all for today, and I hope you guys have a lovely day or night. Thank you.